Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And boy, that was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Oh, I knew this was going to happen.
For those of you following the situation with the Ghostbusters Ultimate Blu-ray set, right? It includes every Ghostbusters movie except for 2016. Now, this makes sense because they're talking about the primary Ghostbusters timeline, right? Mm-hmm. So you get Ghostbusters 1, 2, and Afterlife. And when it was announced that Ghostbusters 2016 was not part of this set, director Paul Feig had a shit-fit meltdown on Twitter.
The fan babies had a meltdown.
Oh, the fan babies, yes.
We're going to talk about that.
And they were given their own way, kind of. They were given a coupon code. You're going to be given a coupon code to redeem for a digital copy of 2016. Now, that's pretty much worthless because they've been giving Ghostbusters 2016 away for years. Mm-hmm. Like right after its release, they gave it away. I remember they gave it away on Vudu. It is a worthless thing, but they're doing it just to try to appease the vocal minority.
But it's not the same thing. But there's nothing they could do at this point. It was already produced.
Yeah, it's already manufactured. And look, you can pick up a copy of this movie at literally any dollar store for a couple of bucks.
Right.
So there you go. You don't need it in the ultimate
oh, they're mad
set.
They're still mad about it because they're like, well, it's not included. Well, no, it's not because it's not the same timeline.
It wasn't included in that tweet 2 years ago where Sony put out that they were talking about, Happy Thanksgiving to the Ghostbuster family, all the Ghostbuster families, and every version of Ghostbusters but this one.
Maybe they should offer them a digital download with a picture of them just so they can tape it on there if they wanted to.
Like an NFT?
Yeah.
That's what they should do. They should give you Ghostbusters 2016 NFTs.
There you go.
There you go. So we're going to talk about this. Doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't, because it's very easy to do. Like, oh, here, have a code. Mm-hmm. Have a code, guys. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 249,000 subs. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're still subscribed. We were hoping for 250 by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen. We only have a few days left. But
I want to be close to the beginning of next year.
That's right.
So yes, right. It's not as good, but it's still good.
It's still very, very good. I never thought we'd get this far. I thought, I remember thinking like, are we ever going to hit 10,000 subs?
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if we got what it takes. I still don't think we have what it takes, but it happened anyway.
Oh, speak for yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway. So we'll talk about this. I know you put a tweet out talking about it.
I did, because here's my thing. This is what gets me about this whole thing. So, we have had people, these people like that are ones wanting about 2016 and the bloggers and stuff bitching at people like us for years about, because we didn't like it and we might not have liked it for good reasons. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, you're a horrible istophobic. You're a man baby. You're a incel. You're a alt-right Yahtzee. You're an entitled fan. You're a troll. You're any kind of istophobic, whatever, racist, misogynist, internalized. I get called internalized misogynist all the damn time, et cetera, because you don't like what they like. They don't like their movie. So they didn't like that there was the new Afterlife film. They're pissed because it stepped over, and this box set stepped over the film they liked, which we've been dealing with this shit for how many years? Like 4 or 5 years now?
Oh, they won't let go, yeah.
Right. So when we whine about it and complain, and then they make changes, like, okay, the Snyder Cut. People kept yelling about the Snyder Cut, and oh my God, those alt-right, Yahtzee, toxic fan man babies. It's the fandom doesn't belong to you. Who the hell do you think you are? You're just giving in to the whiners. Why are you giving in to the whining babies? Hello? You're the exact same damn thing. You are literally the exact same damn thing.
I'm waiting for people to demand a physical Blu-ray. Like I said, you can go to any dollar store and get a physical copy of Ghostbusters 2016.
It's out there. I'm just like, so these people that have been screaming and calling people names and being complete asshats, calling people toxic. I'm so tired of hearing toxic man babies because not all the fans are men. I'm so tired of this. And they keep going on and on about it for years now. And now they're literally the toxic, whiny fan baby, man baby, whatever you want to call them. And then they're the ones being the whiners or screechers, but it's okay when they do it. Then we had how many articles dedicated to tearing fans down because they're entitled, and we need to do something about these entitled fans because Hollywood doesn't owe you shit, and all the other stuff, all these blogs, because they wanted to protect their thing. Where are the there better be blog articles calling out the Ghostbusters whiners because they didn't get their 2016 and Hollywood gave them a crumb and they don't like it, so they're mad. Well, at least they gave you something. They didn't just kill off all your favorite characters in front of you for no damn good reason and then just step over everything and tell you you're a bad person if you didn't like it.
You still have your movie. You can go back and watch it
you can watch it anytime you want. You're going to give you a free code. I'm just like, it just irritates because they have done the exact same thing. What they're doing now is exactly what people have done for years. And they've called them names. They've done attack pieces. They've gone after them. They've caused all kinds of shit. But they're doing the exact same damn thing.
So aren't we seeing a pattern here? And this is what I've been talking about before. And if you're not paying attention, the pendulum is swinging. It's starting to swing. We had a couple of years where these journos and Twitter kind of dictated the content. And I think what happened was we had studios listening to Twitter, thinking Twitter was the real world, and this is what people wanted. So they walked Ghostbusters 2016, huge deal. Lots of negative attention, lots of hit pieces. They walked it back with Afterlife. No apologies either. They were just like, there was some hey, Paul, thanks for making that movie, whatever. Now we're just going to completely ignore it. The Rise of Skywalker was a shitty movie, but they still tried to walk back some of the damage done.
So they made no one happy.
So they made nobody happy. Netflix She-Ra gets canceled. Amazon's rebooting it, and people are screaming about it.
They're so mad about that?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a live action, but it's not going to be based on their show. And like, oh my God, but it means so much to me. That's the thing about She-Ra too. I kept hearing, you don't understand. It means so much to me. It's like, bitch, please. I was watching this show for 30 years, and there's a bunch of us that it meant something to us first. So don't tell me you don't understand because it doesn't mean something to you. Go talk to the showrunners who have stories of people coming up to them and being like, "Oh my God, it saved my life because of
literally.
this." Yes, literally. But no, it only means something to you.
So we've got that, and then of course the ultimate FU to these journos and the Twitter was the Snyder Cut becoming a real thing, and there's even talk about doing a follow up to that. And it was a huge hit. The media tried to downplay it.
Right. Meanwhile, they're all covering let's get the Cowboy Bebop season 2, petition. They're covering that and be like, some fans want Cowboy Bebop season 2. And they're acting like that's completely fine and, go them. And I'm like, you assholes, you had to fit, you call people names if anybody wanted the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
You went after Zack Snyder because he gave the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. And we had that. And then we have Spider-Man No Way Home, which is one of the most fan-pleasing superhero movies ever made. It was pretty much everything a lot of people wanted. You can say, if you don't like Tom Holland Spider-Man, whatever. But this was Sony trying to be like, yep, let's take all of our Spider-Man and all the stuff people loved about that and bring it back.
But most people like that.
Most people did like it. And so, seeing a pattern here. We're seeing a pattern here of these stupid decisions being walked back. And I fucking love it because it needs to happen, because at the end of the day, it's like they got to make money.
Yes.
And they've been listening to Twitter and they can scream into the void, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just the hypocrisy is so delicious. And they're just doing the exact same damn thing that they've accused everybody else of for years. And the journos, if you want to prove you're a real journalist and not just a seat warmer for agenda, then maybe you should cover this. Maybe you should go do stories about the entitled Ghostbusters fans and treat them the exact same way you've treated other fans for the last 5 or 6 years.
Including Paul Feig, who this was, I think, a really bad look for him because they kind of had him and Jason Reitman, exchanged pleasantries on Twitter, and they were like, yes, congratulations.
It was like rising above it and moving on.
Right, and moving on. And then as soon as this set was announced and 2016 was cut out of it, Paul Feig, instead of calling up Sony, being
he might have, for all we know.
Yeah, but going to Twitter and trying to stir up shit, that is such a 2016 move. Mm-hmm. And it's not
because of misogyny, even though the new movie's female-led and diverse.
Yeah, this is ending. And as far as the journos go, again, pendulum is swinging. These blogs are either pivoting, they're getting shut down.
Out of business.
Like BuzzFeed's hanging on by its fingertips. We've got these other ones that are desperately trying to get more venture capital. This era of journos attacking fans, whether it's in gaming or pop culture, it's ending because people are ignoring Twitter. They're starting to ignore Twitter. More people should ignore Twitter. And people are starting to realize, even people who are on the left are like, yes, cancel culture thing is getting out of control. This is ridiculous. Why are we listening to these people again?
Yeah, it's exactly it. And why is this vocal minority, very, very, very small group of people on Twitter that scream the most, have like a bazillion alt accounts? They're the ones that are dictating everything, but then Hollywood keeps losing money.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you wouldn't lose money if you didn't listen to these people. Not being said, hey, you know what? Fine. This is a nice little, because you even said, well, they could probably put it as an extra or something in the set, which clearly they didn't.
Yeah.
They're just giving you as a code because people were complaining. So at least they're trying to do something. I think it was like, you know, because it was the ultimate edition for that timeline. And, you know, people were raising hell. So they're trying to appease these people, but it's not going to appease them. They're trying to be inclusive. It's funny as hell. It really is. You
know what they'll have an ultimate collection of? I guarantee you, Sony being Sony, is they will make an ultimate collection for all of the Spider-Man movies, including the original, you know, Sam Raimi trilogy and the Andrew Garfield trilogy. They'll do that, and it'll be like, this is the entirety of the Spider-Man. Then there are 3, you know, movies that are set in the MCU, and it'll be a love letter to the entire Sony Spider-Man franchise.
Yeah, they could do that. People are going to argue, though, that 3 of them aren't, you know, Sony's, but they are Sony's.
They are. Like, they get 75% of the profit.
Right, it's theirs, mostly. Sorry, win.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was in the movie just to give them a reason.
They even said, we give one, they give one, you know, and that's how it's been. And but Sony was most definitely the driving force behind that one. They have the biggest share in it. Sorry. If it was up to Marvel, if it was up to Disney, they would have shoehorned Captain Marvel or Kamala Khan or somebody into, you know, didn't happen. No, but they would have tried. But yeah, so they're at least trying to accommodate people, and that's still not enough. But the thing is, I think the sets are already designed and done. Like the boxes are made to fit what's in there. They can't just scrap the whole thing and redo it to shut people up. And they don't have the animated series in there either. No, they don't. Either one of them, you know, but this is interesting. Now they're trying to say, this is according to Ghostbusters News, right? The inclusion of Answer the Call is not directly related to Paul Feig. Bullshit. Reportedly, the plan was always to include all 4 films digitally. Bullshit. And that information just hadn't made its way to Feig. He would have had to know. Bullshit. Because they would have had special features, and they have the special features, and they're going to do like interviews and different things like that and special features. But it's not the digital. Those sets have a lot of stuff that's like the actual discs. Yeah. So that doesn't even make sense. And look, again, they've been giving 2016 away. This cost them nothing. You know, but it shuts people up. It kind of shuts people up. But again, people are going to be like, well, wait a second. Because it is very much the case when you buy a Blu-ray set that you get a digital code for the movies included in the set. But to give you a digital-only version of a movie that doesn't have a physical copy, too, is kind of weird. And I guarantee you this was... Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exactly, because it was easy enough to do that. Yep, it was very easy. Oh, we meant to do that. We meant to do it all If they meant to do it all along, there would have been a hard copy in the set, too. Yep. Ernie Hudson even said that one big reason fans were harsh on 2016 was it was set in the standalone universe. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't even think if it wasn't the cast that we got, I think just the notion of rebooting Ghostbusters. That's what the main complaint was. Doomed. I was there when they announced it, and I saw the initial reaction. And yeah, there were some people that were like, why is it all women? But most of the people were like, why do we need another Ghostbusters movie? That was the biggest complaint of all of the complaints. Yeah. And then it came out, and then it was what it was. And people were like, what the hell is this? Because it doesn't feel like Ghostbusters. I mean, it does in the fact that it's pretty much a beat-by-beat copy of the original movie. Yeah. But in a way that doesn't feel like it somehow. It's like it, but not. And they were kind of just like, I don't know. It just wasn't Ghostbusters. And then the behavior around it, you just hate women. Because it can't because our movie's not good. But if they really thought it was a good movie and felt it belonged, they would have put a hard copy in the set with everything else. They wouldn't have made just it digital. They would have offered it all digitally, or they would have offered all hard copy. Yeah, a lot of times people don't even redeem the digital copies. I used to actually buy, I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but it's been years. A lot of times I would buy people's digital codes. Mm-hmm. You know, they would get Blu-rays, and I'd buy the codes off them for a couple bucks or whatever. Because a lot of times I'm like, I just want to watch the movie. I don't necessarily need to have a hard copy of it, because I'm going to watch it once, and that's it. But yeah, so this is a Band-Aid on a stab to the heart. Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue to see this, especially after Spider-Man, because they did everything right. Sony did everything right in regards to that. And Afterlife turned a profit. 2016 didn't. Right, according to that. They're going to follow the money, guys. Like, I really do believe that this era of... and the journalists are going to scream louder, but I think what's going to happen is they will scream louder. Views on their blogs will drop off, and they will get sold. Yeah, it's just funny to me. I just can't get over the irony of they're behaving exactly like they've made hit piece after hit piece accusing other fans of doing it, while always toxic man babies, which again, that pisses me off because that's so sexist. But they go on and on about it. And then they're doing the exact same damn thing. But it's okay when they do it. No, it's not. I think I was like, go get your pacifier and your Pampers and welcome to the club.
I loved watching the backlash to The Rise of Skywalker. As shitty as the movie was.
Well, I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I watched parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched parts of it on YouTube. Clips here and there, but I'm like, God, this is awful. But as awful as it was, just to see all these people that spent years attacking people who didn't like The Last Jedi get everything reversed and undone. It was like the Uno reverse card. And they couldn't fix it. It was too late to fix it at that point. But the fact is they at least attempted to try to salvage the trilogy of the 11th hour, and they couldn't do it.
Oh, the reviews and the journals just like bombarding it.
Flip the fuck out. And the same thing happened with Afterlife. The reviews were mostly because, they stepped over 2016.
This is what happens when you actually hire activists and not actual journalists.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. They're going to be out of work within the next 2 to 5 years anyway. Everybody is.
Because most of them are, so they are. They're activists first, journalists second. And people need to go back to being, journalists first.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
All right, guys. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.